What's up, YouTube? It's Nooch, the Console Samurai. I was talking to a friend of mine yesterday. I was letting him know about some of the new cheats that were discovered, including God Mode, in Destiny, because I know he's still big into Destiny, so I wanted to let him know. And he asked me a question. He said, why is it everyone's trying to tear this game apart? And it made me think, why is everyone attacking Destiny? There's still a lot of players playing Destiny, so obviously it's not the end of the game, but so a lot of people are trying to tear it down. So why? Well, there's a couple reasons. One, because it is still a big game, and people do that. If you're one of the bigger franchises, people are going to want to tear you down just because. If in the case, and another reason is because in the case of the way that it was marketed to us as being an MMO, an RPG, and a first-person shooter all rolled into one, if you're a fan of either of those three, odds are you're kind of disappointed with Destiny. It's not an MMO. I mean, granted, logically, technically it is. It is massively multiplayer. But when people say MMO, they generally mean open world. And this game was not open world. It really was just you end up on a map with other people who are on that map. And that's it, really. I mean, you can't wander freely. They market it as an RPG, and it's just not. It's not an RPG. There is very little RPG elements. The only one is that your character levels up and doesn't even really make a huge difference in the character itself. It's just basic leveling up. And then you have that it was marketed as a first-person shooter, which it is. It is a first-person shooter. But a lot of first-person shooters, or a lot of the people I know who are fans of first-person shooters, were actually disappointed because it wasn't enough of a first-person shooter for them for some reason. So the three target demographics were all disappointed. So yeah, they're going to attack it. But another reason, and I think one of the bigger reasons, is that Destiny is just a bad game. It really is. Because you bring home the game, you get to play in it for a little while, and if you have a full-time job, it might take you a week, maybe a week and a half of actual dedicated play. Not playing all the time, but, making sure you get a little bit in, try every day. It'd take you about a week, week and a half to beat the story mode. And that's including grinding and wandering and doing a couple side missions here and there. Or actually doing a lot of side missions here and there for me. But after a week and a half, you go into a battle, you finish the battle, and then you have a completely anticlimactic cutscene. At the end, you realize there's no story missions anymore. Did I just beat this game? Yes. Yes, you did. The ending is so bland and so cut and paste that you don't even know that you've beaten the game. And that applies with the entire story. One of the comments I saw about these cheats was that this was a debug mode that should have been left out, but they forgot to take it out. And they did. They forgot to take it out. It was probably on the to-do list with write a story. Because there is no story. There is an extremely generic story of there is Dark Force blank, whatever you want to name it. They just called it the Darkness. There's a dark force trying to destroy all of existence, and there's a mysterious beneficial or benevolent force. That's what I was looking for. A mysterious benevolent force, but it's powerless right now. Okay, that's pretty much the story of every single video game in history, as far as fantasy, sci-fi, any of that stuff. So you really didn't go off the norm at all. Matter of fact, since you didn't really name any character, you didn't really give any backstory to any of the characters, there's no resolution. Because there's no backstory, there's no reason to care about any of the factions or really any of the endgame content. So, really, It really does seem like an incomplete game. This is the kind of thing that causes people to want to attack your game. And I think that is the reason why so many people want to take down Destiny, is because a company like Bungie should have been able to make a better story. Now, I'm not saying they make the greatest stories in the world, but you should have been able to do better than generic Dark Force wants to destroy all existence, insert character with no name to revive benevolent light with really no name alongside his generic companions with no names. This is even more remedial than the original Final Fantasy, where you named your characters. And they really didn't explain much in that either, because that was, 30 years ago? So, congratulations, Destiny, on not making progress in 30 years. But anyway, that's why I think people attack Destiny. Let me know. Let me know what you think down below. Do you still play Destiny? Do you think it's a great game? Or are you with me and you think that it was actually a really big disappointment? Let me know in the comments down below. Once again, I am the Console Samurai, and I'll see you around.